All right, y'all, so something new that we're gonna incorporate into these videos is our off day Q&A. For BPT events, we have an off day after practice before the tournament starts. It's a good time to get everything organized, clean back up, have a few Yuenglings, take a break and answer some questions. So we'll go through them, I'll read off the questions and we'll get them answered. So yeah, this basically 10 or so questions. These questions came from our previous video. So be sure to follow these on YouTube, chime in there, ask your questions in the comments, and we'll take note of them and get them answered. So right off the bat, how was practice? Practice was about par for how my practice usually is. And I always say it's not great because I do a lot of running around, diving with this stuff, testing that, testing this, kind of sampling things, getting a feel for how the fish are biting, kind of what they want, what their mood is, just to give me an idea of what to do during tournament day, where to go to fish hard and hopefully get a lot more bites. So practice was mediocre as far as catching fish. We did catch a ton, but hit and miss on the scoreable ones. Top 3 lakes, rivers to fish. La Crosse, Wisconsin, on Mississippi River would probably be my #1 place to go. I always have a good time when I'm there, catch a ton of fish, get the frog, get those swim jig, flip around. It's always a fun time there. Catch largemouth, smallmouth, man, it's a lot of fun. Grand Lake would probably be my second favorite place to go because of the success that I've had there. I've done well. It's not somewhere I would say is local to me, being I'm on the south side of Oklahoma City is where I live. So Grand's like 3 hours from me. So I'm not a local to it by any means, but I've been there quite a bit for BFLs and things like that, college events back in the day. And I'm excited to get there this year in June for BPT. I've never fished there in June. Never fished there really past the spawn. So it'll be new for me. So really no local advantage there, but hey, it's close to the house. We don't have to drive across the country, and we get to save on some fuel for that one. And a third one, oh man, let's do something different here. Let's go. We'll just go to Waco because we won at Waco. Man, it was fun. Got to fish the way I like to fish. Swim jig, super shallow stuff. Place is full of fish. Got some big ones in it. A lot of fun. It's not a big lake, but it's a lake that's got a lot of fish. It's got a lot of good ones. I had a lot of fun there. So I've only been there once, but I am excited to go back there. Biggest bass and biggest bag ever. I've caught 2 bass that were basically the exact same weight. One was a 1198 fun fishing back when the Alabama rig first came out, and one was 1197 I caught the following year, almost the exact same day, on a crankbait actually, in about a foot of water. Both of those were in first week of March. Obviously pre-spawn fish, both beautiful big largemouth, and to tie in with that first one, that was 1198. That would go with my biggest bag I've ever caught, because that day we caught it was like 43.5 pounds. I've got an old YouTube video from back then, right after the Alabama rig came out. I think we were one of the first, if not, to catch a 40+ pound bag on that lake. We ended up with 43.5 pounds. I had like the one that was almost 12, had a great big smallmouth, a 10 something, several 8s that day. Just unbelievable day of fishing. And probably shouldn't tell you all this, but don't skip college classes to go fishing, because that probably won't happen every time. But it was a beautiful spring day. It had been warm for a few days, and the class that I had wasn't too important to me at the time, so I dipped out and went fishing and had a really special day. Gas station snacks for the road. Pringles, honey buns, stuff I shouldn't be eating, junk food. Not good for your diet by any means. We got asked, what's the new graph on my boat? It's a Power Pole Vision. We got the 12-inch one. I was kind of late at getting one, but super excited to finally get one, get it on my boat. And it's basically a tablet. It's a 12-inch tablet that you can use for mapping purposes, Google Earth. You can load endless amounts of apps on there. You know, there's a bunch of mapping apps that you can load. You can watch YouTube videos. It's got a speaker and a camera built in. Really, really beneficial tool to have on the boat, especially the way I like to fish, fishing shallow, getting into places that are hard to get to, being able to pull up Google Earth and look at places while you're running, looking at low water mapping too. It's pretty cool. You can pull up Google Earth. No more buying shallow water map cards or any of that. You can pull it up, scroll back to the historical imagery, scroll back a few years, find a good low water map when the lake was low, and you can see bottom structure that you can't normally see. For instance here, I used it with a low water map to go down banks that most people would probably just run by, but I was zoomed in good. I could see rock piles, like rock veins and stuff that were under the water on those inside bends that if the water level is normal, you would never know they were there unless you just happen to stop and scan. So that was beneficial this week for me. I've got to use at every event so far that I've had it. Definitely something I would suggest to put on your boat if you've got it, the ability to do so. Who on tour is a pot stir shit talker? I mean, I'm pretty good at that. I'd say I do well at that. Jokingly, obviously, but you know, there's several guys that kind of dock talk, BS, give you the runaround. Overall, though, it's all joking most of the time. If it gets serious, we'll just handle business. Who do you room with for BPT events? Mark Rose and Mark Davis, two veteran anglers that I really look up to. I've learned a whole lot from both of them. You know, Hall of Famer, future probably Hall of Famer. Two guys that have endless amounts of knowledge and I try not to pick at them too much. I try not to ask a lot of questions. I let them talk, and I try to absorb everything they say because, you know, they've been doing this a lot longer than I have. One of them doesn't like forward-facing sonar whatsoever, and one of them uses it a lot. But they both got a lot of history at fishing and, you know, things to look for, little techniques, little tricks to do with baits and things to look for. So I've learned a lot from them the past couple of years. I hope they both continue to keep fishing so I can continue to learn and, you know, nitpick them a little bit as we go forward. Would you rather cook out or go out to eat? You know, we all three, all of us rooming here together, we all prefer to eat here at the house if we can. Both Marks, they have really good wives that take really good care of them. I do as well. So we have a lot of food that gets brought here that we, you know, heat up and eat during the week, multiple meals. You know, we're here for basically 2 practice days, and off day, and then hopefully 4 tournament days. And we have it covered for that. But, you know, there's also days when we get off the water and we're like, man, I don't feel like doing anything. Let's just grab something on the way back. So we'll stop and eat. But I definitely prefer to eat at the house if it's possible. Sometimes, you know, it is what it is. 7-pound smallmouth or 10-pound largemouth? I'm only saying this because I've caught a good bit of 10-pound plus largemouth over my years of fishing. Caught a bunch of them, but I've never caught a smallmouth over 6 pounds. I've caught one that was close to 6. I've caught tons and tons of 4s and 5s, but never broke the 6-pound mark. So I would love to catch a 7-pound smallmouth. That would mean a lot more to me than a 10-pound largemouth would right now. How long have I been fishing? A long time. I mean, I'm 35, which I'm not old by any means, but I've been fishing probably 33 of those years. As a kid, obviously starting, I still have the very first bass that I ever caught mounted on the wall at my house. So that's pretty cool to have. My kids get to see that. Been tournament fishing professionally since 2015. That was my rookie season. So you know, a little over 10 years now. You know, I love what I do. I love being able to do this. I didn't take probably the smartest path to get here, but we'll talk about that in another video. But it worked and we got it done and we're here fishing. So hopefully we can continue that for a long time. Go-to bait when you get to a new place. I'm a cover water, fish fast kind of guy. I like to just run and gun as fast as I can. Look at everything. I really like to run and look more than I do like to fish, but I'll stop and sample things here and there. So, you know, a bladed jig or, you know, like a 3DB Ozuri square bill, something like that allows me to run, cover a lot of water, pick places apart pretty fast. And then if I find an area or part of the lake that I like, I can go back to it during the tournament, slow down, break out some other options and kind of pick it apart. Bladed jig probably being the choice, more of the choice of those two, but just a confidence bait that I've got. I know fish will eat if I bring it by them most of the time. Square bill is the same, you know, you can catch a ton of fish on it, but those two baits are generally what I'll start covering ground with. And drink of choice, beer, wine, or shots. So beer, obviously, Yuengling, that's what we prefer. Those are great for days like this when we're hanging out, relaxing, re-rigging stuff. Afternoons after tournaments, when we get done, we'll have a few and get some rest. But I do like a shot every now and then. We have kind of a tradition going where we take good luck shots the night before each day. So we'll get FaceTime with the wife and everybody that wants to do good luck shots with us. We'll all get on FaceTime and we'll have us a couple good luck shots. It's been working pretty good since we started that. You know, have a couple of those, have us a couple Yuenglings, go to bed early, get some rest, wake up the next morning ready to go, catch a bunch of bass. And that's it for questions, guys. So, you know, this was from our first YouTube video that we just put out. Be sure to, you know, chime in on the next one, or whenever you see this, drop some questions. Be sure to note them, and we'll get them answered in the next videos.